Hello, you beautiful people. Welcome back to this video. Today we are on Haikyu Fly High, and it is time to talk about Komori. So, as you guys know, we have picked him up. He is now part of my team. My current team does look like this. Let's talk about how to actually build Komori. So, there is a right and wrong way to build Komori, believe it or not. People have been asking, how do you build Komori? And the answer is, you build him with a lot of receive. Believe it or not. No, so let's jump straight into the player, and I'll talk about the stats that you want to be aiming for. If we open Komori, growth, and then we just pop into the stats page, the main stats that we want to be focusing on is, of course, his receive stat. Now, the other stat that's really, really important is his reflex stat, and the reason for that is every single time he receives, he's going to have a critical receive if you have a high reflex stat. That's why the reflex stat is so important. If you can get defense technique up, that's also really good, because it will further buff, and by buff I mean multiply, his defensive numbers. So having high receive with reflex and defense technique is always good. Spirit is also another good stat, but you know, pretty much self-explanatory. So knowing all of this, let's talk about his best sort of build. Of course, you can just have him with one copy. That's absolutely fine. You don't need multiple copies. Personally, I'm running him on one copy. His best memory is, of course, his own memory. Now, what's really important is this memory is really good now and late game. It's one of the better Libero memories. I mean, the only exception being the Nishinoya memory, which, you know, works on Nishinoya himself, which is the SP memory. But otherwise, this is universally one of the best memories. So even if you're not getting Komori for whatever reason, this is a fantastic memory still to have in your arsenal. Of course, it's still the best slot for him. And then with potentials, I mean, you don't have to think too much with it. It is just assist receive. I personally love assist receive on him because when achieving a perfect receive, it's going to further buff your spikers by 30%. This is going to buff both power and quick attacks. Komori already has a ton of this built into his kit. So he's already doing a lot of this in his kit as it is. So to further buff it using your potentials, it is really, really good. The second side, I am just going to go for a 2-piece of Supreme Receive. Again, just because I want to further boost that receive number. I want to get that receive number as high as possible. Now, when you look into your substats, very, very important. We are looking and fishing for things like defense technique over here. We are fishing for, of course, receive, which you can't really change, but reflex here is really good. So, you know, when we talked about reflex, so in your slot 4, you can actually have reflex. It is always good to have it. I was very unfortunate that my substats never rolled anything good because the substats you'd be aiming for is defense technique, save, receive, reflex. I mean, anything in here like that would be fantastic. We were very unlucky with what we have. Now, your slot 2 is the other one. I've got it on set, and that's terrible. Can I just say, this is terrible. Do not do what I have done here. The reason is I literally don't have anything else, so I've had to go with it. If we actually go in here, I can prove it that I have nothing else here. Realistically, you are aiming for receive or reflex here as well. So receive percentage or reflex here would make this considerably better. It's the one piece I need to change. Outside of that, everything else you are looking for, as I said, receive. You're looking for a little bit of serve. I don't mind serve because he does have a serve skill, but it's receive, it's defense, it's reflex. That is your main priority. And if you guys want a target number to hit, which, you know, people may or may not like, I'm going to say like 5,000. If you could try and hit 5,000 receive, that is good. As you can see, I am ridiculously short. I'm about 400 receive short. But try and hit about 5,000 receive, and if you can try and hit, you know, into that 30% reflex, I think you're in a pretty good spot. I wouldn't say you're the best Komori in the world, but it's a pretty good Komori, let's be real. So yeah, that's where I would take it if you can take it there. Other than that, boys, have a wonderful rest of your day. That's been the Komori guide. Bye.